Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A female appears in district court today for bank fraud. Also tonight, a $2.9 million project kicks off on Rhoda. And flooding is continuing around the island. We have the details on what's to come. In sports, NMI girls hold their own in the East Asian Football Federation Festival. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Bubblegum Shrimp Company opens daily at 11 a.m. Located on Beach Road in the heart of Garapan.
Hafa Day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, August 6th, 2019. In court, a female has an initial appearance in the courtroom of Magistrate Judge Heather Kennedy after being indicted on bank fraud. Janie Marie Fami Babauta allegedly gained access to her mother's savings bank account through fraudulent pretenses. Between March 20th and April 15th, Babauta was able to obtain $12,208 from her mother's account through Bank of Guam by providing her mother's personal identification number. According to court documents, this was converted to Babauta's own use through online transfers, transactions, and purchases. In court today, Babauta was given her conditions of release. A project that has been in the works for 10 years is finally kicking off on the island of Rhoda. Here are the details. It's the $2.9 million coastal road project on Rhoda, a project that has been in the works for 10 years.
This project was awarded to Radiocom. This is going to be, there's, first federal projects, a big project for Radiocom. This is, the startup for their company to be, a huge, to have a huge experience on this, federal project.
The Coastal Road Project will upgrade the 9.5-mile road that connects the airport to the villages of Sinapalo and Songsong, and will consist of repairing the road, adding anti-skid overlay on the curves, installing guardrails, traffic signs, and road pavement markers.
This project was, issued the notice to proceed in early July, and we're going to start the construction probably by October, because the materials has been purchased and we're just waiting for the shipment. So once arrived in Rota, so we're going to start the first phase of this project is the installation of the guardrails, pavement markings, and traffic signs.
Funding for the project comes from the U.S. Department of Transportation and will link other existing routes on Rhoda.
This is for the construction project, and there are no local funds appropriated to this. It's fully funded, so it's the entire project is covered by the U.S. Federal Highway Administration funding source.
While this will benefit tourism on the island and make it easier to get around, a major goal of the project is creating safety.
We're just gonna do, the original footprint of the roadway. The only main construction is the correcting the super elevation of the curves, which is very very critical because there's a lot of accident happen previously that cause of this the super elevation plus the road is very slippery. And part of this construction, we need to apply also anti-skid, just to make sure the traffic are safe when traveling up and down that road.
The project is expected to be completed by July of 2020. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. There has been lots of flooding and rainy weather in the Sinai and surrounding islands as we are in the middle of monsoon season. And a tropical depression has formed near the northern islands in the Sinai. But reports show there are no threatening typhoons or storms hitting the islands of Saipan, Tinian, or Rota at this time. KSPN speaks with the Deputy Special Assistant to the Sinai Homeland Security, Peter Leon Guerrero, for the details.
We've been touching bases with the National Weather Services in Guam, and they'll be the first one to let us know if there's any type of disturbance that we should be aware of or be concerned of. You're right, it's a monsoon season, heavy rain, thunderstorm. Right now we're experiencing anywhere between 15 to 25 knot wind.
While the winds are picking up speed and the weather is not looking any better, Leon Guerrero says there are no reports of any disturbing storms heading our way.
As far as any type of disturbance that's threatening could threaten our Commonwealth is really non-existent at this time, according to, again, National Weather Service in Guam.
But one thing Leon Guerrero says you should be concerned about is
just be careful with flooded areas, low-lying areas, and stay away from them. And that's about it. Any type of flooded areas that's out of our preview, please report it up to the warning point.
The Emergency Operations Center has reported moderate to briefly heavy rain is expected, producing 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, resulting in the street flooding in low-lying areas. Remember, turn around, don't drown, as most flood deaths occur in vehicles trying to drive through heavy flooded areas. If you reach any areas that need to be reported for flooding or are unsafe to drive on, contact the Emergency Operations Center State Warning Point at 237-8000. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. The Sinai statewide comprehensive outdoor recreation plan site assessments by the Sinai Office of the Governor has begun. The Sinai statewide comprehensive outdoor recreation plan will be for 2019 through 2024 and will outline the existing status, needs, and future vision for outdoor recreation and open space protection. The plan will set concrete goals for improvements and additions to our infrastructure and resources. This plan is through the Office of Grants Management and State Clearinghouse and is led by Horsley Witten Group Incorporated project team, where assessments of existing outdoor recreation resources will be made on Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. Public workshops will also be held for public input on Rota today and on Tinian Thursday, August 8th. For more information on the development of Sinai SCORP or how to get involved and contribute, visit the project website at sinai-scorp.com. Coming up, we found out what it takes to run a successful business on the island. Find out more after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Ah, Spain. home of the Grand McExtreme Bacon Burger from McDonald's. Fresh beef, Applewood smoked bacon, and Gouda cheese. But to get one, you'd have to get your passport, get to the airport, squeeze into the middle seat, go through customs, get into an itty-bitty taxi, say Llévame al McDonald's más cercano, and finally order one. Or get to your neighborhood McDonald's now, because for a limited time, worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomu.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukalweres ren, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalisiu klalyamweres.
Inumin ng inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Our Chris Nelson takes it back to the I Love Saipan store for some tips on how to run a successful business.
In Saipan that want to go into business or go into tourism, what have you learned? What would you share with them? What are some takeaways that you?
I think the local young entrepreneurs they should learn how to take a risk, but not just any type of risk, calculated, risk. When you calculate your risk, I think they can try the new things, and not all the business can be successful. Business is very difficult field, and but if you don't try, you will never know that whether you can succeed or not. So I really suggest to take the calculated risk to start a new business.
Who are some key people in your life that taught you some business savvy or some risk taking? Who are people that have influenced your life?
Well, the late Tony Pellegrino came down to our school back in MHS in 1990s, and he did great speeches about business. He was motivating the students to become a businessman in future, and that influenced me a lot. Yeah.
He was a challenger even well into his 80s, wasn't he?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I remember he had lots of different businesses going.
He had great ideas.
What are your thoughts on the hotel situation here? Like, where do we need to be in 5 years from now, and what worries you about the future, and what excites you about the future?
I see there are many new hotel developments around the island, but I think it is very important that to keep the old existing hotels, give them new leases, and give them a chance to renovate the hotels to become a better destination. Our hotels rooms are very old, and what I learned is that they can't make an investment because their land leases are not renewed, and I think the government should take a quick action to work with these existing hotels to give a new lease, so they can invest more to make a better hotels. And I'm also concerned about the airport facility, because with all the hotel rooms that we are developing now, in the next few years, I think we're going to reach 8,000 or more rooms. But our airport infrastructure is not catered to accommodate that kind of numbers. So, I think the the government should pay attention to and make investment on the airport improvements, so we can get more tourists without waiting in the immigration line so long.
On Guam, an ethics complaint has been filed regarding a psychological evaluation. KUAM reports.
Hafa Tato CNMI, I'm Chris Barnett. Here's what's making news on Guam. KUAM News has learned an ethics complaint has been filed with the legislature regarding the leak of a sitting director's psychological evaluation. Here's more in this report. Legislative Ethics Committee Chair Senator Joseph Augustine says he can't say much about an ethics complaint filed with the Guam legislature.
Well, you know, Chris, the only thing I can confirm is, number one, we did receive an ethics complaint, but who it's against, who it's from, I can't comment at this time. And as soon as I'm able to, I will, without hesitation, inform you of that.
So you can't confirm if it was filed on behalf of Director Brennan regarding her psychological evaluation leak?
No, I can't confirm that.
KUAM News has learned the ethics complaint filed on behalf of Department of Corrections Director Samantha Brennan. Multiple sources tell us the subject of the complaint, the leak of Brennan's psychological evaluation, and that the complaint wasn't addressed to a specific senator. Public Safety Chair Senator Pito Terlahi has oversight of DOC, and KUAM News has learned Brennan's psych eval was sent to all 15 senators during the confirmation process. We asked Senator Terlahi if he was aware of an ethics complaint.
Not that I know ethics complaint now.
Meanwhile, KUAM has also learned that the complaint, which was submitted in the form of a letter, asks for an investigation into the evaluation leak. Now, according to the legislative rules, the Ethics Committee has the power to determine if a complaint warrants investigation or not. The committee must decide if a complaint's subject matter is in violation of the Legislative Code of Ethics and Standards. If that complaint is valid, the committee can move forward with an investigation. But how can a 6-member ethics committee look into the leak of a document that was given to all 15 senators? Committee members may recuse themselves if they are the subject of a complaint, and the committee has the power to hire a third-party investigator. We asked DOC Director Brennan for a comment, however, we did not receive a response. As you may recall, Brennan's psych eval leaked in mid-June. Meanwhile, the Ethics Committee membership rotates every quarter. Currently, the committee consists of the Chair, Senator San Augustine, Vice Chair, Senator Will Castro, Speaker Tina Munia Barnes, and Senators Therese Terlahi, Mary Torres, and Amanda Shelton. Well, the Attorney General is requesting to hire an independent counsel if criminal charges are brought against one of his assistant attorney generals, David Highsmith. Highsmith, who was placed on administrative leave, was arrested last week for allegedly assaulting attorney Gary Gumatauta as the two were leaving a hearing at the Superior Court. He allegedly pushed Gumatauta, who fell backward and was knocked unconscious, and then transported by medics to the hospital. In a letter to Governor Lulian Guerrero, Attorney General Levin Camacho says if police present a report for consideration of criminal charges, he wants an independent attorney to review it. He's asking the administration to handle the acquisition of those legal services. Stay connected by way of our KUAM mobile news app. Follow us on any of the social media platforms and sign up for our weekly email newsletter, KUAM Digital Digest, on KUAM.com. For Guam's News Network, I'm Chris Barnett.
Thank you, Chris. All right, coming up, triathlon news is in sports news tonight.
Hi, I'm Flory, an eye care technician here at Mariana's Eye Institute.
Our tropical weather keeps us warm all year round, but it can be hard on the eyes. The combination of the elements can stimulate the growth of pterygia on the surface of the eye.
These particular growths, if left alone, can get to the point where they grow across your pupil and you don't see at all. It requires a surgery in which the growth is removed and then sutures have to be placed to prevent the return. Because of the conditions we have here in the CNMI with the wind, the sun, and the sand, this condition is very common. And fortunately, we're able to treat it right here on island. This has been Dr. Dennis Williams of the Marianas Eye Institute.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, the NMI girls U15 soccer team is in Mokpo, South Korea for an East Asian Football Federation Festival. Yesterday, the NMI and Guam played to a 1-1 draw. Caitlin Chavez scored the NMI's only goal on a corner kick from Paul and Joyce in the 34th minute. But in the second half, Guam tied the game in the 57th minute. The NMI sent 17 girls to this festival, and all of them got into the game against Guam. This afternoon, the NMI played Mongolia to a 1-1 draw. Tomorrow, it's Hong Kong versus NMI, and we're in Group B. Group A, we don't want to be in that one. That includes powerhouses Japan, China, Korea, and Chinese Taipei. Japan beat China, by the way, 4-0. Korea edged Chinese Taipei 3-2. Saturday will be crossover day, so it'll be a game against a Group A team. That'll be determined. This tournament is part of FIFA's Forward Development Program. Now, playing 4 games in 4 days will be a real test for our girls, and most of them are first-timers. According to the team manager, Mei Ito, the girls in the off hours are enjoying good hospitality, plus yogurt bars, kimchi, and seaweed. When the Pacific Games Council whittled the number of sports for Saipan in 2021 from 12 to 6, they did so with the biggest bang for the buck concept due to financial concerns. Naturally, triathlon made the list. When it comes to hosting sports on Saipan, one of the easiest and most affordable is triathlon. The island has a long history of hosting these swim, bike, and run endurance events covering 4 decades. The former Marianas Visitors Bureau launched the Tagaman Triathlon in 1988 as a promotional event to attract visitors and showcase the island's natural beauty. MVB shut down its sponsorship of the Tagaman for 2 years in the early 90s. A private group then took over, and it blossomed in the mid-90s and has continued every year since then. At its peak, the race saw more than 200 competitors, and almost all of them from off-island, mainly Japan, and it included professionals and Olympians. However, the course length varied over the years, which was a problem because triathletes prefer a standard course so times can be compared to other races. In 2017, the Tagaman was changed to an event known as 5150, the standard distance for an Olympic triathlon and the most common around the world. The race consists of a 1.5-kilometer swim in the lagoon, a 40K bike ride between PIC and Marpi, followed by a 10K run also on the road. Add that up and it equals 5,150 meters, or 5150. Saipan hosted another triathlon starting in 2001, the Xterra Triathlon with off-road biking and running. The Saipan Xterra kicked off their world tour, and they called it the crown jewel of the circuit. Saipan's rugged terrain and spectacular scenery makes it an ideal destination for these hardy athletes. However, after the Marianas Visitors Authority pulled the plug on its sponsorship in 2015, the Xterra ended. The Taga Man continues to flourish, now under the coordination of the Saipan Triathlon Association. President Ricky Castro welcomes the 2021 Pacific Mini Games.
We can do that. We've been doing triathlon for 30 years here in Saipan. So it's just an Olympic distance triathlon that is up to us what the distance we make. But with the help of NAMASA and hopefully from the other Continental Federation, we can do that.
Triathlete Brad Rizal is stoked to hear the news.
I think it's incredible, and the fact that we're hosting it means that we're going to be able to have a real good shot of getting some of the top people there for the race.
Manny Stichon played basketball in his younger days, but as he grew older, he started running and biking and swimming. Then he put it all together to become the accomplished triathlete that he is today. He's in the 60 and up age group.
That's a good news. At least from now on, we're going to start encouraging kids to have a better athlete on 2021.
Triathlon is one of those sports without a defined season. It's 24/7, 365.
You want to do it all year to train, but I mean, if somebody's really thinking about doing it for 2021, I mean, if you could have a whole game plan 1 year out, so you can use that as your A race and have some other tune-up races on your build-up to it, that'd be the best way.
Here's the wind-up and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Hey, go-karters, come early and stay late. We have new summer hours for the Seaside Circuit at Mariana Resort. Daytime is pretty hot, but evenings are pretty cool and perfect for racing. Check in at Mariana's Trekking and you'll be off racing in no time. Bring your fans, bring your friends, and show your ID for a special half-a-day rate after 5 o'clock. And check out our other adventures too, like mountain biking, hiking, kayaking, and off-roading. Perfect for groups, perfect for families, perfect for friends. So go ahead, bring your best friend. Mariana's Trekking, your adventure professionals for 17 years. Right now, Tropical Depression 11W is located 315 miles northwest of Saipan, moving away from us towards Iwo Jima. Expected to be a Category 1 typhoon Thursday. The strongest wind gusts at the airport today, 40 miles an hour. Today's high temperature 82, the heat index 88, the low 79, humidity 82%. Total rain at the airport today, 3.95 inches. Yesterday, 2.18. So over the last 2 days, they've had 6 inches of rain there, while on Capitol Hill, the Emergency Management Office reported 3.72 inches. Tomorrow, more wind, more rain, isolated showers, well, scattered showers to be more accurate. Winds out of the southwest, 25 miles an hour, high again around 82, low 76. Now, water's very dangerous right now. High risk of rip currents. High surf advisory through Friday. Seas quite rough out there, 11 to 14 feet. Sunrise 6 straight up, low tide at 7:01 in the morning, a high tide at 12:47. Sunset at 6:44.
All right, thank you, Bob, for that weather report. So the water is pretty dangerous right now.
I think there was a rescue yesterday.
Yep, there was actually.
There was. So yeah, this is no time to be out in the water. You know, so many accidents can be prevented. Just
Absolutely.
wait. Like if you really want to go out and do something on the water and everything, well, you know what? The water's still going to be there on Saturday and Sunday and next week.
Yes.
But maybe you won't be there, so you better just take it easy.
Absolutely.
Wait it out. And that's so many of these accidents and drownings can be prevented by just being aware and being cautious, being extra cautious. So there's no reason to go swimming today.
No, I don't think so either. And I want to say, you know, these kiteboarders, you know, I know they need the wind to get out there and get it, but I'm thinking maybe wait for the better weather with the wind.
I think they're going to have some wind next week.
Yeah,
so they can do it next week?
Yeah, right. Wait it out for next week. Safety first.
Okay.
All right, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Tune in tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.